For over 30 years, Gravity Media has been working in front of the camera and behind the camera on the world's biggest football tournaments. Every week, we deliver premium TV content and technical services for the world's most prestigious football events, from FIFA World Cups and European Championships to every single game of the Champions League and the Europa League football competitions. Gravity Media's technical expertise and editorial experience lie behind the pictures and broadcasts that are beamed to TV households all over the world. We have partnerships that span decades with some of the biggest names in football, including UEFA, the FA, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, BBC Sport and ITV Sport, to name but a few. We specialise in the quality and reliability of our service. Each year we deliver hundreds of international programmes and signals all around the globe for the major TV sport platforms, including CBS, Turner, Fox, BBC Sport, Sky Sports, BT Sport and DAZN, and many more. Live productions, instant highlights, digital services and bespoke live studio shows are all key elements of the services we provide, and we never fail to deliver.
At Gravity Media, we're immensely proud of the work we've done in women's football. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the FA WSL. We were involved right at the start, coming up with a content plan and producing the first magazine show on ESPN, as well as the first ever women's football highlight show on the BBC. Part of our relationship with the FA saw us look after outside broadcasts and coverage from new grounds for brand new teams. We created a new look for the competition, new title sequences, new graphics packages, and helped facilitate the first live match on Facebook for the FA WSL. Our work on this project and our commitment to the game led to us being chosen as the production partner for the BBC for the last two Women's World Cups in Canada and in France, the latter of which brought with it a record audience on television of 11.7 million for the England v USA semi-final. That experience put us in conversation with a brand new ambitious company looking to push the women's game to new levels, Atalanta Media.
Esmeralda Negron and I launched Atalanta Media in September 2020. We had a vision which started about 9 months before, where we felt there was a real opportunity to drive step change in the distribution and availability of women's football. So we set about thinking about what sort of rights we could pick up and where we want to distribute them. So I had a good think about it, and we thought, well, I wonder if there's a way for us to go and pick up the international rights to some of the European club football and distribute that into the US, and figure out, is there a way for us to improve the distribution of the game, both using broadcasters to kind of showcase the very best games, but also create a digital hub for all of the best of club football that we could get our hands on. And if you're going to go and secure a rights deal, not only have you got to have money to pay for the rights, but you've also got to think about how you're going to make that available to fans. And then it became really clear that we needed a great production partner to take these games to market. I was very fortunate that I was referred by someone I trusted, highly in this space, who said that Gravity had a unique and rich heritage in women's football. They deeply understood and cared about the game, and they thought it'd be worth us having a conversation to discuss what Ata Football were wanting to do and whether Gravity could be a great partner for us. We couldn't have been more fortunate to find a partner that, despite we were incredibly young, when we were negotiating our deal with Gravity, we were yet to have our first funds in the bank for Ata Football. No one knew who we were. There was a leap of faith, both from the leagues, from the broadcasters and from Gravity, to trust Esmeralda and I. If it hadn't been for Gravity Media, there was absolutely no way that Ata Football would have got off the ground. And it was the flexibility with which they operated, which was so brilliant. Not only were they cost effective, but what really set them apart was a flexibility. We were always met with a, no problem, let's figure out how we can solve this. We'll come back to you. Without fail, within 2 hours, Gravity come back to us with a great solution, or they told us that actually potentially our approach wasn't the most sensible and maybe we should consider this much more well thought through plan B, which without fail, I think, or without exception, we always said, that's a great idea, let's do that. It's been a remarkable journey the last 12 months. There's been lots of highs and lows, but without doubt the support of Gravity has been absolutely fundamental to getting us to where we are today.
One thing that is very important to everyone at Gravity Media is our experience and reputation for helping clients grow. It's not unusual for someone to come to us, particularly when starting out or in the early years of a project, looking for one very distinct service, and then over time the relationship evolves into a much bigger partnership. Atalanta Media is certainly an example that encapsulates this approach. From day one, working with Hannah and her fellow co-founder Esmeralda, it was very collaborative. And after going from a standing start to a full sprint in the early weeks, it wasn't long before we were discussing expanding the original remit. Having utilised our gallery, distribution, graphic design and creative service for the initial launch, the focus shifted to using our in-house studio for world feed wraparounds, our edit facilities for a fully scripted fast turnaround highlight show, and our OB truck for the potential of live presentation at key matches. We now also provide Atalanta with digital archive services and are working with them on ways to enhance the overall digital content strategy. These are all services that we already deliver for some of the biggest names in world sport and broadcasting. And as Atalanta Media continues its rapid growth, it means we can always support their ambitions at every step, something that's very important to all of us.
So year one, without doubt, has been a great success for us. We've delivered, I think, well over 70 or 80 games now with Gravity Media into the US and also into Germany and Italy. We're now looking hard at the future and additional rights that we will pick up. We're really excited about bringing more games to the United States, but we're also looking at how we expand into other international markets. And we're really delighted to have Gravity Media along with us on that journey.